Hello and welcome to another episode of Short Sharp Schlocks, the YouTube show from the makers of Schlock Tactics, which is a bad movie podcast, but here we look at new and current films, whether they be good, bad or otherwise. My name is Ash and today I'm going to be talking to you about the new Netflix film called I Am Mother. This is a dystopian sci-fi film starring Hilary Swank and Rose Byrne as the voice of Mother, who is this sinister robot character. This is one of the so-called Netflix originals and follows on from a couple of the other low-budget sci-fi flicks they've done recently, such as Tau and others. So I'll give you a quick breakdown of the plot here. What happens is the whole film is set inside this bunker. It's a pretty low budget. There is a robot character called Mother, and she is raising a child who you initially see as quite a young child, and you see all the embryos around them, and you get the impression here that Mother is trying to restart the human race after some sort of apocalyptic extinction event. We do fast forward a number of years then where the child is a teenager, and Mother is trying to prepare her for a test. She keeps talking about a test that the child is going to do. But all that gets a spanner in the works when Hilary Swank's character turns up at the airlock and asks to be let in. Now we get this kind of dilemma like we do in 10 Cloverfield Lane, where the protagonist here is not quite sure. Isn't it meant to be radioactive outside? I shouldn't really be letting people in. But is it radioactive outside? Of course, that's what you start to think straight away. But she does end up letting the Hilary Swank character in, and this causes a whole conflict between the daughter and the mother, whether she should let this character in, where did she come from, why isn't she radioactive to sort of lethal proportions, and that sort of thing. So this all comes to a head then with daughter escaping the bunker, finding out what is out there, whether it be radioactive or not, and sort of getting to the bottom of where she's come from and what happened to all the other embryos. You know, why haven't they been born and released into the wild? So there's your kind of plot. I won't go into spoilers too much because it's kind of a nice sort of head-scratching plot where you kind of second guess and trying to figure out where it's going to go from the very beginning. And I would say I probably guessed a lot of it just before it was sort of revealed in the film, which I kind of like when that happens. Makes me feel clever. But yeah, this is it was a thought-provoking kind of lo-fi, slow-burning sci-fi. It reminded me most of Moon, modern classic from a good 10 years ago now, Duncan Jones's Moon. And then similarly in that there's a character, Sam, who thinks he is the only person, the only identity in the film, but then that turns out not to be the case as well. So that's kind of where this film kind of follows on, dealing with a lot of questions of identity and what does it mean to be human, and all kind of Philip K. Dick type questions as well. So Rose Byrne did a good job in providing quite a soft and loving voiceover, but the actual physical character of Mother was quite terrifying, especially when it would be running down the corridors with alarms blaring. It was a good kind of juxtaposition. Hilary Swank is pretty good as well. She plays it pretty straight as this outsider who you feel like she's trying to turn the daughter against the mother, or is she? You're kind of suspicious of her, but you're not sure why. And it kind of reminded me a lot of Fallout 3 as well. You start that game as a child locked in a bunker preparing for a test, and you don't know why, and you don't know what's out there. So I don't know if they were referencing that, but it's certainly a feeling that I got. It makes you question by the end what exactly was the test. Was Hilary Swank's character kind of engineered to turn up at the bunker, and so that the daughter would have to make a choice? Was that the test? And then this baby brother sort of turns up later in the film as well. So it's all about kind of family identity. What does it mean to be human? It's a good dystopian head scratcher. So yeah, check it out on Netflix. I Am Mother, a great new Netflix original dystopian sci-fi film. Let me know what you thought of the film in the comments below. Did you get on with it? Was it too slow for you? Did you kind of figure out the twists and turns? And what do you think the ending of the film is? Where do you think these characters came from or ended up? Let me know in the comments below. Give us a like, give us a share around. We started doing these little short episodes now on YouTube, and people seem to like last week's, which was about Godzilla, King of the Monsters, so go back and check that one out if you haven't already. But yeah, stay tuned again, and we'll be back here next time with another new movie to let you know what my thoughts are. But that has been another episode of Short Sharp Schlocks. My name's been Ash, and I'll see you next time.
Yes, I am. It's alive. It must be.